Hi, so it's Jess again. Um, so post CYAC, I haven't also in London. I haven't released an actual deck list, and I thought I'd do a deck list today for the current with all like nationals coming up, with like the big nationals like German, UK, France, all the big nationals coming up. I thought I'd release a deck list in advance for how I feel this deck is looking in this format, because it's a bit different now that we have Super Heavy Samurai and Pearly in the format to compared to how it was before. So yeah, we'll start with like basic stuff. Um, I'll be quick through all of the engine. So 3 1 twin hasn't changed. 2 petal. So the reason it's 2 is we're now playing less cards in main deck. It's no longer a 45 card deck, and the normal summons count is pretty fine. However, this is technically more valuable now because through draw, this can send from deck to grave as well. So this can send like princess from deck to grave through draw. So it's still valuable. Then triple princess, double Mudan, 1 snowdrop, and 1 Primula. This is all same as before. So this is all the plants. Not actually playing Lone Fire anymore. So the reason for this is you can actually do the full combo without Lone Fire, but just uses an extra Dryas in your extra deck. For post side with Therions, so it's less necessary than it was before. Then so that's like that's all the engine monsters. For the non-engine, actually we'll do the rest of the engines. Spell traps, so it's also 3 Concord, 3 Glamour, and sheet for the Rikka cards. Again, this is the same as before. You definitely need 3 Concord now. You can't play 2 anymore. Just because seeing this through draw is so insanely valuable. And then for the rest of the engine, we have 3 unexpected die. It's 1 rare. Then 2 sewing. Again, definitely still need 2. And I guess 1 for 1 is just your generic extender to get to either petal or 2 loci. So for hand traps, so we play a bit of a mix. So for hand traps, 3 drawn Lockbird. Yeah, you have to play this. There's no real tweaking that. Then I play 3 Ghost Ogre. So we're going a little bit more hand trap than this time. I think Ghost Ogre is really valuable just because it hits scales, it hits the Pearly spell, it hits Birth, which is actually pretty valuable. It's more valuable than you think hitting Birth, especially in the cash matchup. That Birth actually everything from graveyard hit that is nice, but it's also the reason I'm playing this is because it's also really good seeing it going second. If you draw it for turn, because especially against these decks like the ending on Appaloosa, for example, or this against Pearly, you see this against Appaloosa, being able to hit this is just, or hit the Appaloosa so it can't negate, is really valuable. Then 3 DD Crow. It's really good against most decks. This deck isn't good against its cash, but this deck generally has a pretty good time against cash, well, when played correctly, so I'm not too bothered about having a dead card against cash. And then 3 Imper. So 3 Imper is just, again, good going first and good going second. So all these cards are really good to see going first, so because they help support your board, and then going second. Like Imper, you don't even have to use it as a hand trap, you can just hold it. The thing to note here is these are all the hand traps, I'm not playing Ash. Ash is just really low impact right now, and doesn't really stop any combos alone, or just in general it can quite often just doesn't stop combos, so I'm quite happy just not playing Ash right now. I do side it, because it's really good again securing your board going first, but I don't think it's very good right now. And then for the rest of it, is playing 1 Call By, I think it's more important than ever, and 3 Tactics, because hand traps are big again, and also it's just a good board breaker. and it's a draw. It's just worth playing, really. Yeah, so that's 42 cards. So it's a much smaller deck than before, or 3 cards smaller. And you've still got your 16 non-engine. So we're not playing Therion package in main, because especially going first, Therions lose more to draw and evenly isn't really in the format as much. So we don't need the Therions in main as much. So post side, sorry, not post side, for the extra deck, honestly it's the exact same as before, which is 3 Dryas, 2 Healer, 1 Thresher. I still can't, like, I don't understand why people are cutting this. I think you need it personally. Yeah, please don't cut Thrasher. Then 2 Jasmine and Dance. I'm really hoping people are starting to realise how valuable this card is, especially for the level manipulation effect. You have to play this, especially for making Strenna for free, making level 4s or making Teardrop. If you haven't already and you don't realise how valuable this is, check out the combo video that I made. That it comes with majority of the combos, even not just to hit, just to manipulate. And then Nullius Spenglancer. Again, just have to play 30k to get into Spenglancer, and the Spenglancer is just your free negate, wait for. Then for the XYZs, double Strenna. I've never found a need of a 3. Yeah, I feel like if you manage your grind game correctly, you never need the 3rd. Teardrop, nice collector rare, and Hyper. Again, I've never felt like I need anything else, and especially when you manage your grind game resources, that's all you need. So I think side deck is a little bit more interesting this time. So if we start off with the hand trap, actually we start off with the Therions, which is 1 Lily, 1 Discol, and 1 Regulus. This is just when you go first, you have your additional negate, which then stops you against, like, especially since we're currently in, like, nationals, or in some places states format. Things like evenly, just, like, rogue things can be running around, and having the free, just, like, omni negate is very, very nice. Especially against, like, scale effects, to be able to omni negate is just nice. And then, hand check with triple shifter. People don't seem to understand why I'm playing this. I'm playing this because Con control is very, very strong in this meta, and you can just drop shifter on them. Going first, you can drop shifter, then set up a Con control. They can't do anything, and then you just go low Kaiosuke turn 3. Going second, this, like, for example, against super heavy, this just stops them doing anything. So you shifted them, they don't do anything. You set up Con sheet, some of the stuff which you can do with just Loci still. And yeah, you kind of just win from there because they can't oftentimes beat your full, like, Con control lines. And yeah, I think that's all there really is to it. It's just really good going first, it's really good going second, into a lot of decks. And it doesn't hinder you anywhere near as much as you think. Also, it turns off a lot of hand traps, like it turns off Ogre, Veiler. I think it's just really valuable in general. Then triple Gamma, triple Ash. Again, I think Ash you can decide going first as just a generic help secure your board. This card's just good going second. Yeah, I don't think there's any real explanation needed for this. These are just good cards. And then the last card is 2 copies of Evenly Matched. Yeah, I think it's just general, like, rogue things. It's just a helpful potential board breaker. And yeah. So the only thing to really note is when you're comboing without Lone Fire for Therions. With these lines, all that's happening is when you summon the Liboria, when you have Jasmine here, because when you get to this setup, the only difference here to before is instead of going Jasmine tribute this summon Lone Fire, instead you're still going Jasmine Tribute, and then getting out the petal. Let's grab petal. You're then going petal, sorry, not petal, you're then linking 2 here into the second Jasmine. Then summoning Regulus. Now you're going petal search. So you grab whatever you need. Let's just say in this instance I want a princess. Grab princess. Now you're just going to link 1 into your third Dryas. And now you can just banish this and reborn the healer, and you have the exact same setup as before. I just think that's worth noting, that you don't need the Lone Fire in order to do this combo. It just saves you a Dryas. So yeah, anyway, hopefully this helped, and this provided a bit more of POST CYAC with plants. And yeah, let me know what you think, and yeah, I'll see you next video.